My first pregnancy, I wanted to do everything right. I exercised, I drank an insane amount of water, and not a drop of alcohol passed these lips, except, of course, if you count that bender I'd been on the weekend before I found out I was pregnant. But by my third pregnancy, things had gotten a little looser. I was the mother of 2- and 4-year-old girls, Riley and Morgan. And frankly, I was happy just remembering to take my prenatal vitamins. My mind was on things like, what was I going to make for dinner? Who did I need to drive where and when? And how was I going to keep our new puppy from peeing on the carpet? But that all changed at my first doctor's visit. I was 6 weeks pregnant, and that ultrasound, seeing that little blinking light on the screen, it was like a light switch flipped on inside of me. And busy or not, I started dreaming about our third child. At about 10 weeks pregnant, I remember driving to my next OB appointment, turning off the radio so I could just take in the lack of noise coming from the back seat. You know you're not alone enough when you get stuck in traffic and you're like, yes, me time. So I'm driving down the highway, digging the silence, and talking to my baby. Hi, Twinkle. Mommy loves you. The next thing I remember, I'm lying on the ultrasound table, and I turn to look at my doctor's face, just in time to see it go flat. I turned back to the screen to search for that little blinking light, but I couldn't find it. My doctor had stopped looking at the screen. He was talking to me. 1 in 4 pregnancies, your age. His words flew over my head as I concentrated my efforts on breathing and holding back the tears, which fell anyway. I sat there a long time. I didn't want to get off the table. I didn't want to get dressed or walk through the waiting room. I didn't want this to be real. I'd miscarried. That whole week, taking my kids to school, grocery shopping, nobody could see it. Everybody and everything seemed normal, except for me. That pretty much describes that whole next week. Everybody else normal, me not normal. I had a D&C, and we named our son Leo after my father. After 2 months, our doctor gave us the green light to get pregnant again, and 4 months later, we were. And 6 weeks after that, we lost baby Mary. I never saw her on ultrasound, but the pain was the same. 6 months later, with blood work and genetic testing in our favor, another green light, another easy time getting pregnant, and another miscarriage. And our second son, Tucker, joined his brother and sister in heaven. 6 months later, nearly to the day, with our doctor's encouragement, we were pregnant. I carried Lily into my second trimester before she too left what felt way too soon. My arms ached. I just knew this one we would hold. I questioned God. I had felt led. I trusted. What was wrong? Why did I keep miscarrying? Was something wrong with me? Why couldn't I just feel complete with the 2 beautiful, healthy girls I had? I knew people around me were thinking the same. Some even asked as much. How to explain the inner workings of a mother's heart who just knows there's another soul waiting to be born to her? I couldn't. By then, I was beginning to doubt it myself. But with time, prayer, and against anything I thought humanly possible, our hearts healed, allowing us to conceive again. And then again, somewhere around my 10th week, our baby girl Nina left. A chromosomal abnormality. Nothing we could have prevented, the doctor said. After losing our 5th, my husband and I prayed for guidance. Had we been all wrong? Were we to only ever have 2 babies? And the answer came back to us. We didn't have 2 babies. We had 7, and each had been a gift. Months later, I told my friend Rhea, I am done being pregnant. We'd left the door open for another, but we couldn't try anymore. I'd prayed, telling God we were tired, we were confused, but we trusted, and if it was to be, we knew He would make it happen. And sure enough, as if by a complete miracle, and against anything my ovulation chart would have you believe possible, we were pregnant again, this time with twins, a girl and a boy. And these two babies, Hadley and Colin, these two I would hold. Thank you.